I'm dropping gems. This this is gonna be dropping gems. I'm dropping these. This is gonna be a video that can help men out. Men, I'm doing this for the love of the game. I'm doing this for the love of the game, fellas. I'm doing this for y'all. I'm on YouTube and I see all this submission talk. I see all this relationship talk. I went on live, got a phone call, so the phone call froze the live, so I had to put the phone on airplane mode. But this right here is gonna save a lot of men. This is gonna be one of the most valuable YouTube videos when it comes to the red pill, when it comes to alpha males, or whatever y'all like to call it, MGTOW, men going their own way, whatever y'all call it. This video right here is gonna be a amazing video because I'm about to give y'all a real gem. Here we go. The number one way to tell if a woman is submissive is how she follows the true and living Elohim. The true and living Elohim. That's how you could tell if a woman is submissive or not. So for everybody that likes to be like, oh, just get to the point already. That's the point. You can leave. Because I could technically be done with the live right here, but this is going to be a deep live. A lot of red pill dudes ain't talking about this. A lot of them YouTube relationship content creators not talking about this. It's probably like a couple that talk about this. Shout out Soul Immortal. You know, he talked a lot about scripture stuff, but he talks a lot about spiritual stuff. So does Ron Wills. Shout out Ron Wills. But that's how you're going to know if a woman is submissive or not. I think R.C. Blakes may talk about it too. But this perspective I'm going to talk about is even deeper than what you may have heard. So this is going to be a deep video. And this is one thing I want to show y'all. When it comes to submission, submission is something a man does, but submission is also something a woman does. Men and women have to submit. You know what I'm saying? As a man, you gotta be submitted to a higher power. And if you're not submitted to a higher power, that means you have a real big ego, and that means you have a lot of pride because you're not being able to submit to a higher power means that you struggle with the idea of someone being better than you. Let me say that again. You refusing to believe that there's a higher power shows that you struggle with the idea that there's somebody or something that's better than you. I'm about to be on my Dr. Umar and I'm about to say things 2 and 3 times because it's just that real. I'm going to chop up this video into like 45 and 50 pieces, pause, because I want to really show y'all that this video is going to be so deep and so full of knowledge. This video is going to be so deep and so full of knowledge. And I don't really hear a lot of other content creators talk about this. I don't really hear a lot of content creators talk about this, especially those relationship content creators. I don't really see them talking about this. I don't really see too many videos on this, so I'm going to break it down so elegantly and so beautifully. So this is how it's going to go. This is going to be one of the best lives ever because it's going to be so informative. If you're looking for a submissive woman, you got to see how she submits to a higher power. That's why I've never really been a fan of like those free-spirited women, because they're not submitting to anything but their own imagination. They're not submitting to anything but what they care about and what they want to submit to. So that's why for all my fellas that want to pick a wife and start a family with a nice wholesome woman, You gotta see how she submits to the true and living Elohim. I feel like doing a good work today, so I'm doing this for the love. I'm not. They're not paying me for this. I'm doing this for the love. So here we go. Right, a woman that cannot submit to the true and living Elohim cannot submit to you. So let me just sidebar. Let me take a step to the side, fellas. You either gonna be deceived or you're either gonna be wise. You're gonna be deceived or you're gonna be wise, because there's only the choice. Because there's only the truth and there's only the lies. So the world we live in has principles, and it has order, and it has standards. The world that we live in has principle, and it has order, and it has standards. There was somebody that had to create this world. This world did not come about due to a big bang. That is ridiculous. This world did not come about due to a big bang. That is ridiculous. The world came about due to an intelligent design. The world came about due to an intelligent design. So what that means is there's things about how the world was created that you don't understand, because the creator of this world is smarter than you and better than you. As a man, if you don't want to admit that, then that's your decision. That's where a lot of atheists come from, and that's where a lot of agnostic people come from. In their mind, they struggle with the idea that somebody's better than them, so they believe that there's no creator, things just happen. And that right there is an intellectual flaw, because one thing you got to understand is that this world didn't just happen due to chance. This world didn't just happen due to chance. This world happened because it was planned and it was thought out. So as a man, you have to understand that this world was created by a creator. And as a man, once you can understand that, if you want to be out here and if you want to look for a wife and if you want to start a family, you need to understand the truth of the world. You need to understand the order of the world. You need to understand the spiritual side of the world, because yes, we live in a physical world, but we also live in a spiritual world. You know, this world is every bit, if not more, spiritual than it is physical. So you have to understand that we live in a spiritual world, because the physical comes and goes, but the spirit is here. So that's why you have to understand, if we live in a spiritual world, you need to understand how the spirits operate. And you need to understand that even spirits were created. I'm getting so deep in this video, this is going to lose y'all, some of y'all. This might lose. But to the ones that catch this, you'll be blessed. You'll be wise. Let me say you'll be wise. That's why if you want a submissive woman, if you want a virtuous woman, check out how that woman submits to the higher authority. Check out how that woman submits to the true and living Elohim. You're either going to submit to the truth or you're going to submit to your ego. So, with that being said, if you submit to your ego, 9 times out of 10, you're going to also be partnered with the woman who submits to her ego. You don't have to. There are some people out there that have good marriages and they have good relationships, but at the end of the day, you have to understand that the world works a certain way. There's laws and there's orders, law and order. A woman that cannot submit to a true and living Elohim cannot submit to law and order. Now, there are some women that can be, even if a woman believes in a lie, even if she's deceived, and let's say she believes in nothing or she believes in a lie, then how hard she goes and how hard she's immersed into believing in her lie also shows you how she can submit to you as well. Let's say a woman has been deceived and she believes in something that's man-made, right? Okay. If she believes in something that's man-made, if she believes in something that's a lie, then if she does a good job of doing that, then that's still a green flag because whatever she believes in, she submits to it. And if y'all are on the same page, y'all can have a good relationship because y'all can both be on the same page. Y'all can submit to the same thing. She submits to that higher power, or she submits to that man-made power. You submit to the man-made power. Y'all submit together. Y'all on the same page. Y'all can go in the same direction. If she believe in one thing and you believe in something else, y'all gonna butt heads because she can't submit to you because you're not submitting to something that she wants to submit to. So this video is so deep, you'll get it next week. So what you gotta understand is we have to submit to something. We didn't create none of this work. We didn't create this earth. None of y'all put the sun up there. None of y'all put the moon up there. None of y'all built the Grand Canyon. So there's a force that's better than you. And once you realize that, you'll realize that as a man, once you understand that, you can look for a woman who understands that as well. So that way y'all can have a traditional marriage that is under a certain law and order. That's why civilization is crashing, because we're losing the order and people are being deceived and they're doing what they want. It talks about that in scripture, about how, I think it's 2 Timothy, people will be vain, lovers of self, and it goes down the whole list. We're in that area now because people are doing what they want, and so there's no order. And being that there's no order, then there's confusion and chaos and destruction. Y'all seen old boy getting locked up, right? With them parties? That's destruction and chaos. That's you know what I'm saying? So what you got to understand is that if you want to be with a woman that's submissive, then you got to understand the big picture when it comes to submission. See, a lot of these YouTubers not giving y'all the big picture. They're giving y'all bits and pieces of what submission is, but not the whole picture of submission. I'm giving y'all the whole picture. You're getting the big picture. Big picture. This video is so good, bro. I'm just like, y'all are really getting a gem. Y'all are getting gems, bro. Y'all are getting gems. This video, fellas, you gotta be submitted to the higher authority, to the truth, so you can identify a woman who's on that same page, or she's willing to learn. Because a lot of y'all can help a woman emotionally and physically, but you can't help her spiritually because you yourself are confused or deceived spiritually. These YouTube content creators give y'all the physical side, but they don't give y'all the spiritual side. When we live in a spiritual world, I'm dropping gems. This live gonna have like 3-4 people watching, if that. But guess what? I don't care, because I'm acting like I'm preaching in front of 3,000 or 4,000. You know what I'm saying? This live is so informative in a world that's built on chaos. Do y'all see the chaos that's going on right now? We're in election time. It's a lot of chaos going on. Y'all see them debates. It's a lot of crazy shit. They locked your boy up. They locked your mans up. Your mans, they got him on them charges. Yeah, the nigga you be hanging with. Mm-hmm. They just did that to a guy a couple years ago. He was hanging around a lot of politicians. A lot of people was getting cheese pizza. They saw what he was doing. They put him in jail. They say he's out of here. They just found an entertainer doing the same thing. Everybody talking about it. You know. They say this guy was doing a lot of wild things and had a lot of wild parties. Had a lot of cameras. A lot of guests. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of disorder going on. There was a lot of commandment breaking going on. No judging, no judging. But there's a lot of wild shit going on. You either on the side of wildness, you're in the wilderness, or you're in the truth. Straight up. The person that created this world wants it to go a certain way. They want things to go a certain way. I said they because it's Elohim, which is plural. If you know your Hebrew. I'm getting deep. Let me go deep, deep, deep. Oh, yeah. Let me go deep, yeah. Let me go deep, deep, deep. Oh. I'm finna go deep. We live in a spiritual world. So therefore, there's things going on that you can't see. We battle not with flesh and blood, but with spirits and principalities. Y'all be 30, 40 years old thinking you know something. The world is about 7,000 years old. You know what that means? You got a little 30 years experience. The enemy got about 7,000 years experience. The enemy LinkedIn page looks amazing. Because there's good and there's bad. There's good and there's bad in this world. You got to understand that as a man, that if you choose the wrong woman, your life could be over. That's why you got to be able to look at things. You got to be able to see things and see the bigger picture. Relationships and marriages are one of two ways. Controlling woman, submissive man. Controlling man, submissive woman. Masculine energy is about giving order and establishing and creating an environment. Masculine energy is about building. Feminine energy is about nurturing. Feminine energy is about submission. Feminine energy is about being a helpmeet. Feminine energy is about being second fiddle. Yeah. Masculine energy is about having a plan and a purpose and creating. Masculine energy is about creating, having a plan, having a purpose, having provision, having security. That's what masculine energy is about. Feminine energy is about being submissive, taking orders. Why do you think nowadays women are on pace to have more degrees from college than men? I think that's an actual thing. And they say women are surpassing men when it comes to getting degrees. And I don't know. Ain't that what they said? Especially for like men and women of color. They're saying that women of color are getting degrees at a faster rate than men. They're saying women are becoming homeowners at a faster rate than men. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. The data says that. They're saying the data says that. They're saying the data says that the women are getting homes and becoming homeowners more than men. The data is showing that for people of color, for certain people of color, women are on pace to out-earn men. I'm saying all that to say that there is an underlying energy that is driving the world. There's an underlying mindset that is dictating how men and women operate. It's a puppet show. But the people that's controlling the scenes, it's not the people, it's the spirit. It's the spirit that has the ability to pick a person and have that person carry out the destruction that the spirit of evil that came to kill, steal, and destroy, that spirit of destruction latches on to somebody. What, due to childhood traumas, due to that person being betrayed, due to whatever. And once that spirit or that energy, being that we are creatures of energy and vibrations, that evil spirit about that evil vibration will latch on and have that person to carry out the deeds of evil. And that's not just restricted to man or woman. That's for any. That could be an evil man, just like it could be an evil woman. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta understand things on a deeper level. I know everybody making jokes about shit, but you really gotta be locked in. You gotta be locked in, bro, because if not, you'll get caught slipping. That's why I say, don't be a man out here that's submitting to your woman and your wife running the show. You don't want to be that dude that's in Hollywood, that's in the movies. His wife running the show. She shaving her head and she running wild. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If I say his name, y'all all would know. And we all make jokes about him every month. We make jokes about this dude a whole lot because his wife is running the show. This man of color who's an actor in Hollywood. You know, the one that got the wife that was obsessed with Tupac. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You don't want to be a man that has no respect from your woman. Respect and submission go hand in hand. Well, I'm spitting. I'm spitting, bro. Got the shades and the mask on, bro. I'm looking fly. Fuck you mean, bro? What you mean? Yeah. You feel me? This video is impactful, bro. Submission is so important because as a man, you gotta submit. And then you gotta find a woman, because somebody's always submitting in a marriage relationship, whether it's the man or the woman. Sometimes only one person submits, and that's abusive. Those are toxic relationships. When you only have one person that's submitting, that's toxic. Both people need to submit. This channel is about to really be an informative channel. Because I just gave y'all the game. I just painted the picture. I just painted the picture. I did. There's so many points to tackle with this. So many points to tackle. Fellas, you gotta look at things from a deep angle. Because there's no way that you could be wise physically and a fool spiritually. There's no way. There's no way. You have wisdom trickle down. A man who's spiritually wise, his wisdom will trickle down to the physical, and he'll be physically wise. But as a man, if you are deceived, you are not wise. You can either be one or the other. You can be wise or you can be deceived. Can't be both. There is a good side. Y'all seen the Cat Williams interview. You're either on the right side or the wrong side. No more middle class. No more middle. They're taking out the middle. Relationships and marriages now are going to be more important than ever due to the simple fact that the way the world is going, you need to be around like-minded people who are on the side of good and truth. Because if you are hanging with people that are deceived, bad company corrupts good character. I'm spitting, bro. I'm spitting. You gotta have people that's gonna be honest enough to tell people how it really is with a broad understanding of how things go. Not because I know everything, but because I've submitted to the higher power. As a man, you gotta submit too. If you don't submit to the higher power, you're gonna submit to your ego. Y'all know I'm a believer of Yahuwah our Elohim and Yahusha HaMashiach. You know, I'm not Christian. I don't claim to be Israelite. I just claim to be a believer of the Messiah and the Father and the Elohim. You know what I mean? So, for me, I would have to be with a woman that can submit. Because let's say you're a Christian, right? If she can't submit to God, how's she going to submit to you? You ain't God. You know what I mean? Gotta have your relationship has to have a spiritual foundation, or you're gonna be unevenly yoked. And what we're seeing now is a bunch of unevenly yoked people. What we see now is a bunch of unevenly yoked people, and we see that because there's no spiritual foundation. So the husband's deceived, the wife is deceived, the kid, everybody deceived, whole house deceived. I was beaming and the beamer just beaming. I'm doing this for the love of the game. It's been a great video. It's been impactful. It's been amazing, bro. I just dropped so many gems. I'm gonna chop this video into different pieces because it's gonna help change lives and change minds. I was beaming and the beamer just beaming. But yeah, man. I'm so happy I made this video. We're gonna talk about a lot of deep things, deep thoughts. We're gonna crack jokes too, but we gotta be for real. Because if we're gonna be anything, let's be for real. If we're gonna be anything, let's be for real. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, that's the number one way to tell if a woman's submissive. How does she submit to the higher power? How does she submit to the truth? How does she submit to the order and to the ways of the world? That's the number one way. Because what they say, oh, how can I know if she's a wife if she's not my girlfriend? How you know somebody's a wife? You gotta date them first in order to know if they're a wife or not. You gotta date them. You gotta have sex. Women, don't fall for that shit. Ladies, don't fall for that shit. Don't fall for that shit, ladies. You don't gotta be a girlfriend to find out if you're a wife. A real man, a smart man knows that you can tell if a woman is a wife. If she submits to the authority of the Most High, then she'll submit to your authority if you are doing what you need to be doing. If she submits to the Most High, you see that she's submitting, you see she's obeying, then you see she's a wife. A man who finds a wife. I say a man who dates a wife finds a good thing. You have to find her because she's already being a wife. She's already a wife. She already has wife mentality. You don't gotta make her a girlfriend. Y'all don't gotta be in relationships. You could watch her for about 3 to 6 months, right? And see how she operates. y'all could be, you don't even gotta really fuck her. You don't gotta really, you know what I'm saying? Just you link up with her and you watch how she operates. Just sit back and watch her for 3 to 6 months. That'll tell you if she's a wife right there. That right there will tell you if she's a wife, if she's a girlfriend, whatever you need done in your life, whatever direction you're trying to go, and you're trying to get you a woman to go there with you. Find out how she submits to the higher power. That's gonna tell you right there if she can submit to you. If she ain't submitting to nothing else, what the fuck do you think she gonna do? She's not gonna submit to you. You gotta see how she submits to something outside of you to see if she can submit to you. That's a bar. That's a gem. I'm dropping it. I'm locked in. I'm locked in, boy. I'm giving y'all gems, bro. Ain't nobody on YouTube talking about this. They ain't giving y'all, they telling y'all, oh man, you gotta talk about, you gotta do this. I'm giving y'all the real game right here, man. That's real game, that's real knowledge. Do the knowledge. Do the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? What Onyx said, Michael Jordan got a bald head because of me. Do your knowledge. Do your knowledge. I'm gonna make one video and I'm gonna chop the video into like 40 different pieces, and I'm gonna treat the video like meal prep. Salmon, rice, carrots, broccoli, every day. I gotta try. But I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'm giving y'all a game, bro. I'm giving y'all the knowledge, bro. Watch how she submits to something outside of you to see if she can submit to you. That's why a lot of y'all Christian dudes got to be careful, because these women be half-ass Christians. They halfway do it, and then you don't even take heed, and then you'll end up getting caught slipping because you was a halfway Christian. I'm not a Christian, but I'm saying, a lot of dudes that go to church, y'all want a Christian wife, y'all, or whatever, you Muslim, you're a Muslim wife, find out how she do Islam, find out how she do Judaism. Like, if you a religious dude, watch how your woman submits to her religion, so that way you can see that if she can submit to her religion, and you the same religion, then she can submit to you. You gotta watch her. If she's halfway doing her religion or her spirituality or whatever, if you spiritual, you want you a spiritual woman, or whatever kind of woman you want, watch how she submits to what she is doing. You know what I'm saying? Watch how she submits to what she got going on. And if she's not doing it right, or if she's halfway submitting, if she's willing to take your knowledge, because if y'all on the same page, let's say you religious, let's say you want a religious woman, you watching how she's submitting to her religion, but let's say you might know a little bit more about her, and you're like, hey, y'all, I'm just trying to help you out. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to help you out. I want to help you. You doing good, but let me just give you a couple nuggets and nudge you in a different direction so you can have your eyes open. You know what I'm saying? Like, you doing good, but just take these nuggets and take it further. And if she take them nuggets and she take it further, then you got a submissive woman, because the woman has to submit to you, and you have to submit to the higher power. The higher power will help you and tell you what to say, and it'll show you how to be. And then once you get the knowledge, you pass the knowledge on to her, and if she receives the knowledge, she's submissive. If you give a woman some game and she don't receive the game, and she's like, whatever. Hey, you already, you got your answer. You got your answer. If you got some knowledge in a certain area, and your knowledge is pretty good, and you know that you got you a woman, and she might be trying to get to where you're trying to go. She might be trying to help you do what you do, or she might be trying to be in your space, and you could change her life, or you could help her out by dropping some knowledge. So you give her the game, you give her some bits and pieces, you give her some of these gems. If you give her some of them gems and she just ignores your gems, or she takes your gems for granted, she's not going to submit. You tell her to go left and she go right, you're going to have a headache on your hands. Y'all going to bump heads. And whenever you try to give her some game, you're going to try to whip your dick out, and then she's going to whip her dick out. And y'all gonna be both sitting there with your dicks out. And you're like, oh, I thought you was a woman. You know what I mean? Now you're just like me. Just like me. Girl, you just like me. So that's some game, bro. I'm trying to give y'all some game. As a man, what's the point of being married if you gonna pull your dick out and then your wife pull her dick out? Now you're like, what the fuck? Huh? Y'all have a dick measuring contest. Ain't no, you want to marry, I need a woman, baby. I don't need a bro. Oh, God. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what he said, bro. You need a woman, not a bro. I'm going to really. The next video I'm going to do is how to tell if a man is in his ego. How to tell if a man is in his ego. Do not be deceived. Do not be deceived. Because if you are deceived, then that lets the world know that you're in your ego. This has been an impactful live. All right, y'all. I'm in the kitchen. Yeah, whipping up, dropping gems. Y'all know how I go, man. I'm about to wrap this up in a little bit. But that's the video, bro. That's how you know if a woman's submissive. That's how you know what you're working with. You know, a lot of times women, they're not submissive. They want to be controlling. They want to be in control. And you need to recognize that. If a woman wants to be in control, you need to recognize that, because if she's so worried about being in control, then that means that she's not going to care about your happiness, because she's just going to care about being right and being in control. You don't want that as a man. You let the simps take them off the market, and what's going to happen is she's going to stop respecting her simp husband or her simp boyfriend. She's going to run the show, and she's probably going to cheat on her husband, or she's going to just lie, and she's just going to be somebody who ends up destroying the family. You know what I'm saying, fellas? So you got to really pick, when you picking a woman, because y'all not virgins, y'all not celibate, y'all fucking. So y'all want to be in a relationship, you want to get married. When you pick a woman, just pick a woman who is showing you she can submit. How can you tell? See how she submits to the higher power.